Hi, Dr. Joe. This is Katie Cole from Team 2. My teammate Colby was not able to make it on to our video chat today, so it's just me. I wanted to make sure this got done, and hopefully Colby and I have been texting throughout the past couple weeks, but uh, yeah, just weren't able to connect this week to make this video, so I wanted to make sure that I got my video in. Um, I have been putting in a couple hours at the St. Joseph Emergency Shelter over in the Riverbend neighborhood and got connected with Ashley, their volunteer coordinator, who's been awesome about working around my busy schedule and at the same time giving me plenty of stuff to do there. Um, Although I haven't had the opportunity to get to interact with or meet most of the residents, as it's just a very come and go kind of shelter. I have had the opportunity to just serve Ashley and serve their staff by taking a few chores and things like that off of their hands. So I've gotten to kind of see their shelter. I've gotten to every day when I drive down there, kind of driving through that neighborhood and really getting a feel of that neighborhood. I when I get there, Ashley usually puts me right to work, kind of doing some chores, which is just fine with me. I don't mind doing chores, and I get to usually see a couple of the residents as I show up roughly right after lunchtime. But then they go into quiet time where the residents are either in their rooms or out and about at school, at work, whatever. So I usually don't have a ton of interaction with the residents, just kind of saying hi before they leave. Yeah, and then I'm just doing a lot of chores around there, doing a lot of cleaning, and just with my conversations with Ashley, she was trying to get me in on sometimes to be able to interact a little bit more with the residents there at the shelter and just how challenging that can be sometimes. And I just further wanted to address with her that I just want to be of the most help as possible. And if that means scrubbing tables and washing windows, then that's fine with me. Kind of something that struck me this last Friday when I was there, or Thursday, sorry, Thursday when I was there, Ashley and I had a conversation, and she just further said that she just appreciated my being there because it takes more chores off of her plate. And when I'm there scrubbing tables and washing windows, she's then able to attend to her work. They, as a staff, have to take on some of those additional chores to make sure things get done, in addition to the office work that they have to do to keep the organization running. So as I kind of mulled that over, just thinking of the idea of, yeah, it's kind of mundane and humdrum that I'm not getting to do something super cool and not actually getting to see some of the people that I could be impacting. But just was struck with the idea of I'm caring for the caregiver. I'm helping those who are helping others. And that idea kind of sunk in and was just as impactful as if I sat down with the residents and got to speak with them one-on-one. Just discussing with Ashley some of the other needs of the organization is asking her what other things they need. And so she has some other tasks for me to do around the shelter, which I'm kind of excited for, something a little bit different. Although I've gotten quite the hang of a routine of washing tables and then windows and things like that and making my way around the shelter. But yeah, just getting a list of some of the needs that they have, and throwing it out to my partner of, hey, maybe we can, between the two of us, split some of these things. She said they go through coffee quite a bit. Well, coffee's pretty cheap. Maybe we could just buy the big canisters of coffee or a lot of those other pantry needs or paper products and things like that. So, um, she said they're really low on diapers and wipes and things like that. Um, that is just yet another way we can meet a need. Um, and I also this week was just struck by kind of as I was thinking about, when you're washing windows by yourself, the things that you got to think about something, right? But just thinking about, how I could have a very selfish um, view of serving, of just walking in there and telling Ashley, well, as a part of this service, I need to be serving them and I need to sit down with them and talk with them, and kind of coming in with a very selfish view of this is my project and this is how I want it to go. Um, but that's not the point of it. It's not about me and what I get out of it. It's about me humbling myself and serving them and serving their needs, not them serving my needs. If I go in and I say, I want to have, so many interactions with the residents and I want to whatever, play with their kids or have discussions with them, do crafts with them, then it's about me and what I want to get out of this. And it's not about them and meeting their needs. Um, so that was kind of something that has more recently struck me, of the idea of caring for the caregivers. Um, as this week we talked about burnout and that fatigue of caring for others. And so getting the opportunity in this very same week to do some extra chores for their staff so that their staff can be in their office doing their other work and they don't have to take time out of their day to go scrub tables and make sure that the countertops are sanitized and things like that. The fact that I can help them with that, and then they can direct their attention to other needs um, around the center there. And then just the idea of what is my purpose in doing all of this. I can have the very selfish idea of, yeah, I want to get that good feeling of having talked to people not like me or serving people not like me. Like, yeah, I want that. But in this particular situation, the big need of their center is just for me to step in and help fill gaps where they need it. It's not really a need of theirs to come in and talk with the residents, although I would love to do that. Um, it wouldn't be serving them necessarily by me doing that. I would enjoy the opportunity to do that. And Ashley will continue to look for an opportunity for me to do that. But she just, again, reiterated that it's really challenging to get the residents. The residents aren't really all there at the same time. And so that kind of looks different. And she'll go periods without seeing the certain residents. So yeah, those are kind of been a couple of my takeaways for the first half of my project. I still have quite a few more hours to go, but really having a great time experiencing true servanthood, getting on my hands and knees and scrubbing, and how humbling that is. But to get to see the relief on behalf of the staff is quite rewarding, along with my continued hours for that I'll be cleaning and organizing, as Ashley has a few more tasks for me to do of organizing their clothing closet in the basement. I also just want to take some time. I'm not familiar with that neighborhood. And I really want to take some time, either beforehand or afterhand, of just taking a walk around that neighborhood. as I drive in really quickly, I do my thing there at the shelter, and then I leave. And I drive to and from West Des Moines, which looks very different from the neighborhood that the shelter is in. Um, and it's just a side of Des Moines that I don't normally see. It's a side of Des Moines that people often stay away from. It's a side of Des Moines that is not going to necessarily attract a lot of visitors. Um, but having worked at a YMCA and finding that one of our locations is actually 2 doors down from this shelter, and I've been wanting to go check out this YMCA, as I worked at the Healthy Living Center here in Clive. Um, and just knowing that the population that I serve at the Healthy Living Center in Clive looks very different than the population that is being served at Grub, which is pretty incredible, because it's not to say that the people out here in Clive don't need help. They most definitely do. But I'm just so grateful that different organizations can reach out to all areas of Des Moines and reach all of those people. So just really looking forward to getting to know that neighborhood a little bit better and having a few connections at that YMCA. I'm really hoping to get in there as well and kind of check it out and see, the kids in these neighborhoods, they flock to the Y, and they go into there and they play basketball and different things. And so going in there and seeing just what it looks like and exposing myself to that, and knowing that it could be uncomfortable at first, because that isn't the neighborhood that I grew up in, but that doesn't mean that I'm any better than any of those people in that neighborhood. And I think that exposure would be really good for me. So that's kind of the next with my hours of cleaning and organizing at St. Joseph's. I also hope to just kind of take some walks in that neighborhood, especially as the weather is getting super nice outside. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. So that is the so far progress on my service learning project. And I'm looking forward to continuing my time there. I can definitely see myself wanting to do more even after the semester is over, as it's been a little bit of a challenge finding the time to do that, working and going to school and different activities that already were going on. But my experience there so far has been great, and I want to continue to serve them in their various needs. So my mind while I'm there is continually spinning as I am thinking of other ways in which my different groups can serve there. My church, my small group of college girls that I lead, the group of young adults Bible study that I'm currently in, just those different groups that have different skills and resources that can really help. And looking forward to maybe introducing them to this shelter and maybe partnering with this shelter for future serving opportunities. Who knows? So really grateful for this opportunity. As I honestly, having lived in Des Moines West Des Moines my entire life, I had not even heard of St. Joseph's and the work that they are doing. So I'm really grateful for these type of service learning opportunities where I can be exposed to my own community and my eyes can be opened to things that are going on in my community that I may not see from my little suburban neighborhood that I live in. So I'm really looking forward to continuing and finishing this project. So like I said, hopefully Colby and I can connect and make a video together. But since she wasn't available to do that, it's just me. So I will talk to you later, Dr. Joe. Have a great night.